Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live today. Big up to everybody who's here. Happy New Year's if you're watching this after the video. If not, big up to yourself regardless. We're here with Michael. We got Staffy in the building, and we got Oski in the building. Man, them, what we saying? Everyone blessed, first of all. Is everyone blessed? Is everyone calm today? Let me know in the chat. Are you man calm today? Are you gal calm? What are you lot saying? Chat to me. Chat to me.
I'm calm.
Alhamdulillah. I walk in faith, not in sight. Alhamdulillah.
Listen, blessed year. Happy New Year's to everyone. If it's already 2024 for you, if it's not, it's about to be in a couple hours. So happy New Year's. Hope you had a great year. I wish you the best year coming up with a lot of health and wealth and success, inshallah. And, everything is good until we start talking about United side. So, yes, personal life is okay. United is never okay.
Yeah. We got Drake in the building. Drake's got a new album coming out. You know what I'm trying to say?
I said, tell me what's really going on. Oski back in this. What's happening? What's going on, boys? Salam alaikum, man. Salam alaikum. Congratulations.
Salam.
Who got a new year. Alhamdulillah, we made a new year. Alhamdulillah, and prayers to anybody who didn't make it. May Allah grant them, forgiveness. But may Allah grant me patience because of Manchester United, please, and other obstacles we face in life. But may Allah grant us patience. So, big up the panel. Big up, of course, Mustafa, Mr. Griggs. Big up, of course, Saeed.
Yeah.
We here, man.
Yeah, but we're here, man. We're here. Big up Zayn Yassi. Thanks for Arteta for ruining my new year. Listen, you can hold that because Zayn, you talk a lot, Zayn. You know what I'm trying to say to you. So I think this is sweet medicine for you, man. You know what I'm trying to say to you. So yeah, man, large up to you. And yeah, man. Big up to everybody's here. I may have a croaky voice, but we're here regardless. I feel a lot better. The flu's kind of going away. You know what I'm trying to say to you, but I got a bit of a croaky voice. But you'll still hear me. You'll still hear me perform because that's what we do on Saeed TV. I'm not like United. We don't do yo-yo. We stay consistent, yeah? Saeed TV, there's no days off, yeah? It's consistency. You see, my United, though, No consistency, my friend. People,
We don't down tools on
United.
this channel. We don't down
Yeah, we
tools.
don't down tools, guys. We show up. You know what I'm just saying? We show up, man. You know what I'm saying? But guys, before we start the video, raise your hands and listen for the people in the chat. If you want to see Ten Hag in 2024, raise your hand right now.
I knew he's gonna. Such a fraud.
I told you, don't bring this guy on, man. Don't bring this guy on, man. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm trying to be in the New Year's spirit, but this guy's gonna be the end of me, bro. This guy, bro. This guy.
I'm here for a laugh, brother. I'm here for a laugh, brother.
Tell me that was a joke.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like 50-50. Because let's be honest. Who's cooking it? You know what? Let me just keep my words to myself because I might get shot with a couple snipers before I see the new year. So this might be the end. You know what I mean? But I think it's no, honestly, it's just weird. Like I think we've seen a good season last season, right? I wouldn't say it was an amazing season, but we thought like, okay, we made some strides. And then this season was the total opposite of what we've seen. But to be fair, look at David Moyes, for example. He's sitting in what, 6th? Right? He's sitting in 6th. But that man almost got relegated twice with the same West Ham team. So is it one of those, like, let's just be patient? Or is it one of those, are we just going to...
No, because I don't like that, Omar. I don't like that.
I have the perfect thing. Just let me ask him something. Omar, what are you being patient with? What do you see that you're being patient with?
Because honestly,
we have to be objective. You have to, when we're being patient, you have to see something first, okay? So, like, if I'm downloading FIFA, I just download FIFA. It says 1 hour until the game is fully downloaded. I'm being patient because I see that bar filling up. So there's progress. Do you see this the United team, any progress for you to be patient for? Or are you just being patient for the sake of being patient?
It's one of those where it's I want to see the same team that we had last season in full effect. We still looking at Johnny Evans. We're still looking at Lindelof. We're still looking at Ericsson.
He just renewed his contract, by the way.
Who, Johnny Evans?
Lindelof. Oh, and he wants Johnny Evans renewed, but he's not renewing Varane.
You gotta add some context to that. You have to add context to that. There's context to that.
Add the context, please, Briggs. But anyways,
Omar is not elite. Don't put him in the category with us.
I'm
not claiming Omar in the same sentence. Go ahead.
That's fine. Let me speak his perspective, though. Let me see Martinez back. Let me see Casemiro back. Højlund was ill yesterday. Let me see Mason Mount. I want to see this project with Mason Mount. Let me see this project. The man even get a couple run of games. Let me see this project. The only flop I've seen so far under him, Grant bought Onana, but we've been giving Onana free passes all year, is obviously Anthony. Anthony's the only one that's been absolutely shit. So then let's put the 11 that was supposed to actually be there. And then from there,
do you really think Lissandro comes in this team and he fixes it? Is that what you really think is the issue?
I think defensively, big time, because he leads that back four. He's a leader in that back four. He's a dog in that back four. He's not just a chicken with no head running around.
Okay, so how about this? Because I have accounted for everything about
all it takes is that's fine. But all it takes is one person to switch energy, switch whatever. Like, remember when Bruno first came?
Let me tell you why you're wrong, though. But I'll tell you why you're wrong. Okay. So you're talking about Lissandro coming back. I think, by the way, his impact would be on the ball, not off the ball. Because off the ball, we actually haven't been that bad defensively. Stats show it because we're actually the 5th strongest defense in the team. In the league, sorry. Yeah. So we have the 5th best defense. Now let's go to the other end. If I would tell you to guess, rank our attack in the top 20, in the 20 teams, where would you think our attack ranks?
I think we're 19th, right? Or 20th? Some shit like that.
We're last place.
Look at it this way. Last week, I think we found the cheat code. Okay, Garnacho on the right.
Right?
Hold up, real quick.
That's when you have space, though. That's when you have space. You're not gonna get that every week, though. You're not gonna get that every week. That's what we had.
Back me up here, Griggs. Back me up here because you said it yourself. We found it. Don't shake your head because you said it.
See, Griggs, bro, he knows you're wrong.
I said that this. I want to see that front three. I want to see it against a low block. We haven't seen it against a low block.
Thank you,
Griggs.
Okay, but that front three didn't get to. It could work. Mr. Man caught the flu.
Mr. Man had one
now
goal. I just tweeted that I'm not going to get angry in 2024. It's still 2023. I could still get angry. I tweeted it's going to be in 2024. Don't make me get angry in the last couple hours of this year, okay? My New Year's resolution kicks after midnight. I'm still 6 hours away. I can get angry right now. We said that, and we played a high line. Saeed, I sat on your Tuesday night show, and I said on your Tuesday night show, I'm not talking about this game outside of just the 90 minutes. So I said, I'll talk about it in isolation. Why? Because this game moving forward doesn't mean anything. The way Aston Villa set up for us, and Greg said it, he said it looked like 2019 Bruno. You know why? Because 2019 Bruno thrived on counterattacking football, thrived on high lines. That was a high line. Now, when you played West Ham and you played Forest in the same span of 7-8 days, what happened? There was no chances created. Both games, you scored 0 goals. Both games, you actually conceded goals and you lost the game. And we're sitting here talking about the cheat code. The cheat code worked against a certain team. And by the way, let's just hypothetically speak about that, about the front line and say it would have worked against a low block. But Mr. Rasmus Højlund is not there. Let's not act that he had only 1 goal in about 14 games. So it's not guaranteed that he was going to score anyways. He most likely, 99% would have scored. For him to accommodate to that front line, you know what he did? He moved Rashford, who played well that game on the left, into the middle. He moved Garnacho, who played well on that right, into the left. So to fix one issue, he created 2. And he didn't even fix it. He attempted to fix it by putting Rashford in the middle, Rashford down the middle. Instead, but this is why this guy's a fraud, and I keep calling it he's a cheater. Like Griggs likes to say, he cheats the system. You know what he did? Instead of going with his plan B, do you remember what his plan B was? His plan B in the summer was a false 9. When Martial was out and we didn't sign Rasmus, he played Sancho down the middle. That showed me what? When there's no striker, I'm going to go with a false 9. If he would have went with Bruno false 9 as an example, I'll be like, you know what? I see why he did that. Because that's his second plan. He's done something like that before. He's trying to replicate it. Obviously, there's no Sancho, so he threw someone else there. Instead, to fix one issue, he created a 1 on the left and he created 1 on the right by playing Anthony and by moving Garnacho back to the left and putting Rashford in the graveyard shift down the middle. When you make so many mistakes like this, and we didn't even get into the Kobe Mainoo yet, and I don't want to hug the mic for too much. When you make too many mistakes like this in a game, how is that forgivable? How can I not call you out when you're making amateur mistakes, not 1, not 2, 3 in your front line? Can you explain that to me?
Is it?
Silence. There you go.
It's one of them.
Silence. Not silence. It's just you're going. I'm still not gonna defeat. Other than the midfield, yes, it's shambolic. Yes, it's shambolic. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I feel like there's still something we could play for. There's still something that could be there when the team is clicking, when the team is actually there.
But my thing is, though, with the team fully being there, you're never going to have a fully fit squad. This idea, this myth that you go through a whole season with your full 11, full squad, there's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to be situations where you don't have your first 11, and it's what you do. That's where you earn your money as a manager. That's where you earn your stripes. That's where, you go above and beyond and you make things work. Against Nottingham Forest, you don't need your first 11. Who in that Nottingham Forest team, would anybody take from their team?
There are people going to say Langa now.
I'll take Gibbs White.
Who do you take, sorry?
I'll take Gibbs White.
Well, we'll say it's 1 or 2, but majority of it, you take that United team. So this idea we can't beat.
100%.
We can't beat Nottingham Forest with an 11 that we've got is, for me, it's crazy. It's ludicrous, man.
100%.
And the excuses for this manager that he's getting, I just don't get it. We've got to be patient. Be patient for what? He's breaking records. He's breaking record after record, and it's not the right records as well.
See, but that's what I'm saying, Said. You have to be patient. When you're being patient, you have to be patient for something. You need to see something with your eyes where you're going to back. You have to back something, right? If you're backing something, you need to know what it is, whether it's tangible or not. So progress is not tangible, but you can see it with your eyes. You can be like, you know what? We're playing better football week after week. Even if we're not getting the results, I can back it. But when I'm looking at this manager every week, he's making new mistakes week after week after week. He attempts to fix one thing, and then he breaks something else. And this is why when this whole notion about we have to give him time.
Was this the energy last year as well? Was that energy last year as well?
What was my energy last year?
Everything you're saying right now, everything you feel right now, everything you
I saw progress last year, yeah, and I backed it. I backed this manager until the Galatasaray game for me, and that was me being patient. I was actually angry.
Though. Stuffy. Let me ask you a question here, guys. Everybody backed the manager until a certain point. Everybody
100.
has their point where they lose hope. Mine was after the Manchester derby when he said Varane not played in the team for tactics, and everyone thought that was only one game. He did it for flipping Mano. Tactical reasons for taking off Mino. Come on, man.
But
he lost. That's when he lost me. Your best defender, you're not playing it for tactical reasons. We got to be 3-0. That's what I said. I'm done. So everybody has a point until they back the manager.
Right.
That's not the point. That is not the point that Said is
making. I didn't hear that.
He said Varane would have saved the game, basically. That's what he's saying. If Varane would have played that.
But it's better what we've got there. It's better what we've got there. It's better what we got there. You know,
when you say, here's what Said is saying, and this is not necessarily you're micro analyzing what Said said, and that's not what he's saying. When you come out, first of all, this manager chats too much shit. Okay, he waffles. He's a waffler. He should be on YouTube because YouTubers like to waffle. As a manager of Manchester United, you shouldn't be waffling. Okay, when he comes out and says, "I will bench my best defender because of tactics," and then you get spanked 3, you look like a clown. That's the issue. If he would have won, which was the chances of him winning after saying that was very slim. But you can't come out benching your best players, not to mention that he's been falling out with his best players, and say tactics, and then get beat 3-0. And then, by the way, with the same partner, Evans, a month later, you play him against Bayern because he had his hand tied behind his back because there was no Maguire, no Lindelof, no one. So he had to play Varane. And he said, I'm playing him because of experience. Hold up a minute. When it was that same partnership, you said you can't play it because of chemistry and you bench it because of tactics. But clearly today, you played it against Bayern and you've been running with it since. So you can't be saying tactics and then getting beat. Back to the Mano part, you can't bench Mano for McTominay. And the average person like me and you and everyone here, we're average people. We're not, none of us here, as far as I remember, has their coaching license. Unless you guys have it, you got to let me know. But I'm assuming none of us here has their coaching license. So we're all just fans here, okay? If we are looking at that sub and we're like, why is he bringing on McTominay for Mano? I don't see how that's going to make us better. Then you go on to lose the game because of a mistake that happened twice from your 6, from a cutback. And then you arrogantly speak after the game, say it was because of tactical changes. So it means Mano wasn't injured. And then to add salt into the wind, he's saying, I don't regret it. You're just taking the piss. Just tell me that you're pissing me off on purpose because there's no way you lost a football game, justified it, and you say you don't regret it. It's like me. If your son broke something in the house right now and said, Dad, I'm not sorry, smack him right away. Tell me one reason why I shouldn't smack this man. No, you know what I mean, bro. He's saying, I don't regret it. You just lost a football game after making a tactical tweak that went against you. So how are we forgiving him for making tactical decisions? I can't give this guy, this manager, time under a new structure when he's not doing his basic job. His basic job is coaching players and applying tactics in a game. I'm not even talking about recruitment of players. That's different. That's what Ines is here for. Ines is here to tell him who to recruit, better players. But what's the point of getting better players when you're doing the basics on the pitch wrong? You're taking out a controller, a 6, and you're bringing on a goal-scoring midfielder, and you left your midfield exposed and conceded 2 goals. How is that forgivable? Please, someone explain to me.
Yeah, before we do that, big up to Adam who's joined us. Big up to you, Adam. Before I come to you, Adam, I want to know where Griggs is at, because Griggs, you were 50-50, Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. You know, I think you were just kind of like...
I've been Ten Hag out for a minute, but I've always said, like, with any else, I'm like, I want to see what they do. If they sacked him, like, I wouldn't give a shit. Like, they could sack him. I personally, for me, I've always said this. I don't see a long-term future with him, so there's really no point in him staying here. If they think they have a long-term future, that's their prerogative. That's their thinking. I can't really argue with that. But after that substitution, if there was even a 0.001% of me that had Ten Hag in, it's definitely gone after that, because that might be the worst substitution that we'll see in the Premier League this year. The fact that you already struggle with cutbacks. If there was if anyone's like a data analyst, right, and they calculated how many cutbacks Man United can see the game, it's probably up to like 12.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Kobe Manu does the best, has probably the best in the squad right now because Casemiro's out, Amrabat's out, so he's the only player in the squad that can play the 6 to any level. So he's the only one that knows how to stop cutbacks. He did a really good job man marking Gibbs White yesterday in the first half. Gibbs White didn't really have any space to occupy. He did a really good job, so you take him out. Ten Hag said it was tactical. He also said that Mainu's energy was not up to par as compared to the previous 2 games against West Ham and Villa.
No, he said.
Yeah, he said the energy wasn't there wasn't there as it was the last 2 to 3 games. That's fine, whatever. But to bring on Scott McTominay, a player that, by the way, you haven't. It's not like he's been using Scott McTominay as a 6 all year. If he did, I'd be like, okay, that's your backup 6 right now in this kind of instance. You've been using Scott McTominay as a hybrid 10 striker, right mid, right wing, 8, 6, whatever the hell you've been using him. He has no position. He's a false footballer anyway. Instead, you play him as a lone 6. And then who do you have next to him? It's not like you have someone that has like a lot of legs, like a Hannibal. You have Christian Eriksen, who he's a good footballer in terms of on the ball. But let's be real, the guy's a traffic cone out of possession. He runs in quicksand. So that's your pivot, by the way. In a 0-0 game, you're not at home either where you're going to dominate the game. You're away from home. Nottingham Forest, who are pretty okay at home. They have a decent record at home. They're going to play on the counter. They have a very quick midfield in terms of Gibbs White, that Danilo kid from Brazil. So they're going to be a quick midfield. You play that pivot, by the way, which you tried twice. You tried against Copenhagen at home in the UCL. You escaped from the skin of your teeth on an Onana-safe pen. Copenhagen deserved at least a point from that game. And then you tried it against Man City in the second half, where guess what? You got slapped up for 45 minutes with that midfield. And then you tried it yesterday. And lo and behold, what 2 goals did we concede? Cutback. We made Nottingham Forest look like prime Man City under Pep, where they were scoring cutbacks with Raheem Sterling. That's what it looked like yesterday. McTominay was nowhere to be found. Varane was included on defenders. Evans was included on the defender. Dalot was letting Olanga run at him.
But that's your GOAT. That's the GOAT, though. Varane is the GOAT. Varane is the major factor. We need him.
I never call Varane my GOAT.
Though. We need to hold player accountables too, bro. As much
you play your best players regardless. Don't waffle.
You hold players accountable.
Don't waffle.
What's the coach's job? The coach's job is to put his players in the best position to succeed. And what has he done this year? He has not done that to this extent. Marcus Rashford had a decent game on Tuesday, right? Playing left wing. I'm not gonna say he had an excellent game. He had a good game. But probably his best performance since at least September. Then you put him at striker for a graveyard shift. Because you don't want to do another.
What else are you gonna do? Who are you gonna play in the 9?
Play Scott McTominay at the 9. You pretty much play him as a box crashing striker all seasons anyway. What the hell's the difference?
This is fun. Now let's play Ahmad in the false 9. Homie hasn't got a game since June.
No matter. He's played at the 9 before though. He's played at the 9. He played at the 9 for Sunderland. He played false 9 for Sunderland.
If the principle is the same and the personnel is different, it doesn't matter though. What Griggs is saying.
Anthony played his first game last year right away from when he came from Ajax. What's the difference?
I'm saying it's his first game
You
back.
think Licho won't play his first game when he comes back from injury? You think Lisandro Martinez won't get rushed back in?
It's his first game back from injury. It's not his first game back from a quick flight from Holland.
Bro, it don't matter. He's fit.
Let's not pretend that he doesn't rush players back anyways. He rushed back Licha. He rushed back Varane last season for the FA Cup final.
We need them. Varane.
We don't need Ahmad. Have you seen the state of our right wing? Have you seen this Anthony Dos Santos guy? This is the worst footballer that's ever existed in the 200 years of Association of Football. I've generally never seen a worse player in my life. No, it's really not. Bro, I promise you, I could go to Athens right now to the Acropolis, and I'll find some random 10-year-old kid playing on the street that is better than Anthony. Georgia Stephanopoulos is a better footballer than freaking Anthony.
Let me. Apparently, is this true? By the way, I don't know if this quote is true. You know, sometimes they get it right. United Muppeteers, but apparently they're saying that Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be headed to Manchester for New Year's Day. I mean, you don't go to New Year's Day to Manchester without a reason. You know what I mean? So, inshallah, that's to sack the manager. You know what I'm saying, bro? Adam, how are you, my friend?
That's amazing.
Yeah, bro, I'm stressing right now, man. We have to make that happen, man. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, I hope that's the situation. But, Adam, talk to me, man. How are you feeling about this manager and just in general United, bro? Like, at the minute, like, it's not looking good, man. Breaking records all for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. It's first of all, I missed the start of the show, so sorry for being late, and I hope everyone's all right.
No, don't worry, bro.
Lateness is great.
Griggs, everyone. Hope you're all good.
You didn't miss much, bro. Omar was just waffling in the beginning, but you're good.
Lateness is greatness, my brother.
Lateness is great. Fair enough. But yes, going back to your question, there's nothing to be happy about, is there? It's just the manager. He needs to go. To in my opinion, like. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns it around in a football perspective, but I don't think he has the type of personality to turn this around, because there is the football aspect of things and there's the personality of this brother who seems to be very, very confrontational in a very bad way. He breaks relationship. He doesn't have just a little bit, just a little like face to face with the players. It's just he's very clumsy at how he handles like social interaction. That's not something he can fix like in the next weeks. That seems to be a part of his personality, and I don't think there's a way back.
Remember, Daniel Levy said that about him when
the
they had the interview with him.
Yeah, he does lack charisma, and I don't want to judge people on their personalities, but I'm basing it on if you fall out with Varane, if Cristiano, I think Ronaldo is full of it. I think Ronaldo perceives disrespect as anyone who doesn't adore him. That's the type of man he is. But he said, I don't respect him because he does that's harsh. Then you fall out with Sancho. I'm on the manager's side with the Sancho thing, but Varane, then he drops Casemiro for having more football. He doesn't. Many things are. It's not a good look, is it? It's really, really not a good look. And just going back to what Staffy said, because that's when I jumped on the stream. I agree with everything. Like there is also the footballing decisions that are absolutely appalling. He doesn't regret the substitution of Mino for McTominay.
That means he isn't gonna learn, bro. That's the point. It's because, like if managers sometimes say I got it wrong, but I won't do that again or whatever. He can't even see that it was wrong. That's the issue.
Because he strikes me as the type of person that if you criticize or if you ask him something, he takes it personal, like almost as if you're trying to undermine him and his position. It's not that. It's not that. You just made a mistake, and that's fine. We're not undermining your legitimacy in the sport. Or no, it's not that at all. You don't regret taking off Mino. And if you knew Mino had played already 2 games in the week, well, then you do the opposite. You bring on Mino or something like that. And if I don't have a problem with McTominay coming on the pitch, to be honest, but not for Mino.
I agree with you.
Not for Mino. The right sub
should have been for Eriksen.
100%.
Eriksen or someone else. Or Bruno.
Because the thing is, Eriksen and Mino were the only 2 footballers on the pitch. You could make a very strong case for having only 2 footballers out of 11 on that pitch. So you need to keep them. And like Staffy said, or I think Michael said, Eriksen, he's like an old man running, but he keeps the ball. It should have been McTominay for Bruno, because McTominay is better higher up the pitch. Bruno plays higher up the pitch. And if you want the energy, you put Bruno for McTominay. That's what should have happened. But you do not take Mino off. It's just terrible. It's just terrible.
It's unforgivable, bro. Yeah.
It's unforgivable. Unforgivable. And just the defense, like the way he lied about Varane and Evans. He doesn't play. He can't play Varane and Evans because Varane can't play on the left, and then Varane starts.
Yeah, exactly. He's waffle, man.
Another thing as well, like people are criticizing Anthony left, right, and center, and I hear the criticism. I think it's very, very harsh and very over the top, and I don't think he's any worse of any of the front 3 we had, other on the front 3 we had yesterday. And I think he's better than Rashford, big time. But that's me. But another thing, have you ever seen Anthony play well with Wan-Bissaka? Because Anthony was good the last month.
He did. He did against Galatasaray.
Yeah, but the fact that you can name one game is that it's one game. It proves the point. But what I'm trying to say is Anthony with Wan-Bissaka doesn't work. It really doesn't work. But the last few games where Anthony has been our best forward, whether we like him or not, like because the others have been absolutely shocking. He played with Dalot because Anthony is so one-dimensional that in order to have the best version of Anthony, you need to have threats around. Dalot going outside. You need to have other players moving and maybe making themselves available. That's where you get the best of Anthony. But if you don't have those elements, there's absolutely no point in playing Anthony. So, and
I agree with you on something, Adam. But however,
this was before the game, by the way. This was before the game, by the way. He said life can be very simple. Football is very simple, but simple football that is very difficult. This is before the game. I'm like, broski, like you know what it is with you, man. Like just keep. You know what I mean? Like, just I don't know what you're trying to waffle, mate. But this is before the game, so imagine what he's he's coming across with the players like, we don't want to play this style, but then we want to play that style. And I think he said beforehand, we can't always play this style one time. What did he say before the game, Griggs? There's another quote after
he talks
after
about the
Villa game.
pressing. He talks about the pressing. His pressing is on a game-to-game basis. He bases his pressing structure on the opposition. He doesn't base it on a consistent pressing structure like other top teams. Like City have a pressing structure.
That's worrying, though. That's worrying. That's worrying.
For a top team, when you're a top team, I mean, obviously you could change your pressing structure against like certain opposition. Like I think Pep changes his pressing structure against Liverpool because he respects Klopp's attacking philosophy. But for about 18 of the other 20 teams in the league, he will have the same pressing structure. For us, it's actually on a game-to-game basis that we change our pressing structure. Villa, he changed their pressing in the second half because Villa are a very narrow team, so he knew he could let them out wide and they won't do anything. He didn't respect their flanks. Against Forest, he completely changed it again, and we went back to our fullbacks not pressing. And guess what? We did nothing. So,
bro, the guy was giving us poetry for the game. He's giving us
poetry for the game. Give me
that's the Dutch quote. The Dutch people have that quote like memorized because Johan Cruyff said it like 50 years ago. He's like, that's the hardest football. Exactly. The hardest football is to play is simple football. That's
that's actually what he's doing because I don't think any of the tactics that he gives us
technically he's right because we can't play any kind of football. So you know what? To be fair, his poetry is correct because we can't play simple football.
But he's not trying to play simple football. There's no simple football that tells me play 3-1-6.
What was that style yesterday, guys? What was that style yesterday? Can someone explain to me what was that game plan yesterday? Like genuinely,
that's that EBL account,
bro. I need you to be. Do you know what I mean? Chat to us. What was the style yesterday for us to beat Nottingham Forest? Because I don't know as well. He goes. I think he said something about we want more aggression, but I'm like, that's basic, bro. You need to. I want context to this. Like, what do you mean by what was the game plan yesterday? Because I don't know what the game plan was yesterday.
From what I took, I obviously, because even when I was talking to Steffi before that, it's just the biggest problem. Because remember how we was talking earlier, like what's like last season you seen a style of play, right? This season, the confused like what's confusing me is just relying on the players that he didn't want even there. That's what's driving me nuts. You get what I'm saying? Like the minor substitution. That's what drove me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Why? And then why we put McTom back in? McTom scores goal, but McTom has also been a massive factor in us leaking goals.
McTominay was captain at Anfield. How about that for disgrace?
And he captained us as a 10. But that's what Greg said that was
better
perfect.
captain than Bruno, to be fair.
What?
When Bruno has captain us to
Bruno's a disgrace anyway, man. He needs to be sold anyway.
No, but you know what? Omar talked about Ten Hag having a style last year. We might have to revisit history here. Did he have a style last year, or was it Bruno to Rashford, or was it just Bruno to Rashford and pray and it worked because Rashford was?
We had a structure.
Let's not be unfair.
Okay, we had a build-up structure. We had a build-up structure. We had a build-up structure that was Lisandro Martinez. So you take out Lisandro Martinez, and now it's cooked. If you're not a top manager, if you depend on one player to be your whole build-up,
you can't rely on personnel. Thank you. If there's
that's
personnel,
if
but that's exactly the point. Because I'll tell you what, and I used this example here before when I talked about Ange Postecoglou went against City and played the same way that he did when he had Emerson Real in that game. By the way, he played the same way as if Romero was there. Now, is Emerson Real as good as Romero? No, he's not. He gave up the ball about 3 times in the first half, and they almost lost the game. But the point is, he still had a philosophy regardless of the personnel. Griggs just said it perfectly right now. If you rely on personnel to play certain styles, you can never establish one way of playing football or even a plan to play football because the way all the players are not identical. If you have Rashford on the left wing or if you have Garnacho, they're not the same player. If you have Martial in the 9 or if you have Holland, they're not the same player. Let's just use Lisandro as an example. When you have Lisandro or you have one of the other defenders, they're not the same player. So the fact that you're relying on the player's best attributes, not a system where the player molds into that system and you create consistency, regardless of them being there or not, that is the biggest issue, which is why we're in year 2 and we don't find consistencies because we rely on personnel to approach certain games. Who do I have for the game tomorrow? I named the 10 players, 11 players, whatever we have on the bench. All right, so this is what I have tomorrow. This is how I'm going to play tomorrow. That's how he's doing it. He's winging it. He's winging the season. It worked sometimes, and it didn't work most times. This is why we have 10 wins and 9 losses. Because at this rate, the odds are you go into any game, it's 50-50. You win or lose. But the probability is actually showing, because we're 10-9, is showing the probability is that is actually 50-50. Probability, by the way, is different than the regular odds. You can't be approaching the season with 10 wins and 9 losses. So you're telling me none of these games, bro, there's a reason why we only have one draw. Because we play ways where we're either going to get dominated on the day or we just wing it. And that's not consistent. There's no way you have 9 losses and you're trying to tell me this consistency. You have -5 or -6 goal difference, and you're sitting in 7th. The table is actually lying.
A lot of coaches.
Before you go, Omar. Drizzy, Trizzy says Eric Ten Hag is done. There's no way he turns it around. He's completely lost the players. You cannot tell me otherwise. Just another MUFC victim. And 20 times says, let's be real here. Eric Ten Hag spent 400 million, 20 months, and still has no style of play. The coach is so clueless. He thinks he's Eredivisie with 16-year-old. Omar, go ahead. Go ahead. You're gonna reply back.
No, my thing is because Steffi's saying to rely on personnel, but there's a lot of coaches in this game right now that rely on personnel as well, Steffi. Look at City without KDB.
Yeah, tell me about City without KDB.
Nah, that's disingenuous, man.
No.
Actually, Bernardo Silva.
Come
on.
Actually,
they weren't the City that was challenging for the title.
Where are they right now? No, 1 second. Actually, I want him to tell me about City because he just scored an own goal.
With KDB, they run with the league. That's what I personally believe. With KDB,
they didn't run with the league last year. So what are you trying to say? They had a 50 goal goal scorer striker. They only won the league in the last 5 games when Arsenal fumbled it. What are you talking about?
But he's a massive factor in the team. When he's not there, he's a massive factor in the team.
And where are they right now? They're sitting 3rd without him and Haaland. So that's actually one of the worst examples you could have used.
I personally, it's not the same. It's not the same footballing style that Pep.
It doesn't matter, but they're winning.
So you could talk about Arsenal.
But also,
Gabriel and Saliba, is that team gonna be wonderful? Is that team gonna be so nice?
No, I get it. But the overall principle. But you know what's mad though? No, but here's the thing though. The overall principle still remains the same though. Look when they faced against West Ham. Even though, like I said to you, they lost 2-0. They still had that relentless creating chances and whatnot. Manchester United, when they're losing games, they still don't play well. Gary Neville said it on a podcast yesterday. Other teams, they play well even when they lose. Manchester United don't even play well. You can't even gain from this and say, you know what? United, we're better than the team, but we lost. Fair enough.
Name how many wins did we win this season that you were convinced? You go to all the home games. It will be easy for you to remember because there's only one. How many games did you leave in like, you know what, today I was convinced?
It's just Chelsea.
Chelsea for me. That was one I was convinced one.
And that's it.
Chelsea. And that's probably it. And obviously the Villa one we had recently, where I think we peppered them second out. That is it. But
it wasn't the full 90. Exactly.
Should have got beat. It wasn't the whole 90 as well.
There you go.
Two games. The rest of them, even the Forest one, yeah, last 15 minutes, McTominay came on the football pitch and we were shit. Man, we ended up nearly conceding 3-3. People saying Palace in the cup. Yeah, that's fair. Palace in the cup. Chelsea was shit. Exactly. That's why you kind of get hyped up because Chelsea is shit. But they're now 3 points ahead of us. 3 points.
I'm coming from my receipts, by the way, because I said Chelsea are better than us. And obviously, we peppered the shit out of them. And guess what? They have a real chance of finishing above us, by the way. They have a real chance.
You do know. Let me tell you this. You do know that we could be 9th. We could end the week on 9th. You do know that.
Broski, it's a possibility under this manager.
No, but let me tell you this. If Brighton win and Newcastle most likely aren't going to beat Liverpool, but if they do, if Newcastle win and Brighton win, we're sitting 9th because they're only 2 points behind us and they have a game left. Look, the guy left his stream. Like, what more can I say? Look, the guy has the flu, but that quote made him even more sick. He was like, this is where he drew the line. I can't be behind Newcastle and Brighton. 9th. Come on, we're taking a piss right here.
Crazy. I had to just take a little bit of a minute break, man, because man, I see this and people are telling me, yo, back the manager, back the process. What process is it? Like, generally, guys, yeah, this is an open discussion. I'm not here to tell, yo, listen, you man should think what I think here, but I'm just here to say, when is it enough? Like, when is it beyond football structure? This is, for me, it's beyond football structure. Like, Structure isn't telling a player what to do and how to play and how to react and
100%.
how to do this and how to create chances. Why are we the lowest team in the league at creating chances as well? Lowest team in every single thing that we're doing right now. We are the lowest. Where are we high? Where does Ten Hag, have the highest percentage? Is there anything in the league that we are good at that I want to give him credit for?
I think it's just winning the ball in the final third. That's about it.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
Our pressing.
That's it.
We win the ball high up.
You have a good press, and that's it.
We win the ball, but guess what? We have the least amount of goals scored from winning the ball back in the final third.
So our conversion rate.
Wow.
And by the way, that's been since the beginning of the week. I think week 3 we're the number 1 in the league with that, and we had the least goals converted from winning. So we win the ball up front, and we just do nothing with it. So might as well not even win it because you're wasting your time. But that's what I said when we talked about this system. I said this manager is obsessed to play like Liverpool so bad, where he wants to press high up the pitch, but he recruited the wrong players for it. Because you have strikers and forwards that don't convert their chances. Up until the Villa game, we had 18 goals in 18 games. And I'm supposed to sit here and call out the personnel. I don't need to like Garnacho or Rashford or Martial or Anthony or whoever or Højlund to know that the front line and the way that we attack is not necessarily the individual's fault. Because if one player is playing bad, I'd be like, you know what, he's out of form. If 2 players would be like, you know what, they're out of form. But when it's the whole front line, how am I not looking at the coach? How am I not looking at the manager saying, what are the drills that you're giving these players? What is the coaching? What are you telling them before the game? Why is none of them getting in positions to score? Why are we not creating enough?
This is a good comment, Is this Staffy, this is a good comment. Is he the worst manager we've had post-Fergie? Because I'm not going to lie to you, yeah?
Well, Saeed,
I think he
did he fall asleep when I started watching long, though?
Yeah, I fell asleep, man. I fell asleep. When you look at the record this guy's breaking, yeah? David Moyes, I look at that season, it was always going to be a very, very tough season after Alex Ferguson. Van Gaal, he won as a trophy. I thought he had the best football principles out of the whole lot. Mourinho sacked himself because he was very, very toxic, very, very negative, even though I respect the trophies that he gave us. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, my thing was, Ole was not a coach. I did not believe he was meant to be there. He was based on vibes. But when you look at this manager here, he is meant to be the most credentialed manager here at Manchester United. But yet for me, when I look at it right now, statistically, the style of football, the records he's breaking, the amount of losses he's having, I look at him and I'm like, wow. And you know what? Moyes had a far worse squad than this guy. Moyes had guys that were aging. Tom Cleverley and these guys there. Yes, he had Wayne Rooney and Van Persie, but still he had an aging squad. This guy has been given control over transfers, and yet he is losing at an astronomical rate. You know, if he, I think David Moyes' highest loss in the season was, I think, 16 losses, was it? Let me check the Premier League season.
I think we're already at 15.
13.
No, in the Premier League
already or something.
No, in the Prem, in all comps. I think we're already at 15 losses.
Yeah, no, all comps.
Because
I'm gonna check it.
We lost 9 in the league. We lost 1 in the League Cup, so that's 10. And
so he lost 12 games. David Moyes in that season lost 12 games. How many have we lost this season so far?
14 or 15, something like that.
No,
in the league.
In the league, it's
9.
So he needs only 3 more to equal his record.
And we still gotta go to Etihad.
Etihad. We got Liverpool at home, is it?
Home. Arsenal at home.
Arsenal at home.
Villa away. Villa away. Spurs at home.
Come on.
No. Let's not talk about those. We got Bournemouth away.
Bro, I was about to say we got Brighton away. Why are we worried about that? Worry about Brighton
away.
Come
on, man.
We got Wolves away, bro.
We gotta go to Luton away.
Luton away is going to be a madness.
We're going to Luton away, Saeed. Luton away. We're not even bidding Luton away.
Wolves are 3 points behind us, by the way. Wolves are 3 points behind us, by the way. So that's what I'm saying. Wolves are 3 points behind us, and I think they're in second to next game after Spurs.
I'll show you United's fixtures.
How many did we lose under Ranić season in that whole period of Ranić and Ole?
By the way, he's got one record to break off Rangnick, by the way. He's got one record to break off Rangnick. Is that if he loses a game while we're winning first half, So the one record
no.
is
you know
if he breaks that record, it's never been broken.
He's not going to break it.
Go on.
He's not going to break it because we don't score in the first half.
100%. You know, I said that the other week, Adam. I said we never
yeah.
take the lead, so that record is safe.
Exactly.
Because that's the one record. If he loses, I'll be really, really pissed. Because we've never lost from winning position at Old Trafford in the first half. So thank God. I hope we go every game without scoring a goal in the first half, so I don't have to worry about that record.
Exactly. Yeah, he's taking the piss. You know what we were talking earlier about Steffi about if Martinez is the reason why we are not playing well. He could play Luke Shaw there, which is the closest in profile, but he doesn't do it. So at least we wouldn't have Martinez, but you have something closer to it. And Luke Shaw is a good player there. And he defends well, and he's good on the ball, and he's a good first touch, and he's strong. So, but he doesn't do that even. And he needed Reguilon for some reason. Doesn't play him. He wanted Amrabat for some reason.
Doesn't play him
at Anfield. Fuck knows why. It doesn't make sense at all, does it? Like there are things that are beyond football. Just what is the brother doing? What is he doing?
You know what? Big up to my guy Knowledge here. He wants me to read out his little comment here. Big up to Knowledge. He always super chats on this channel. So I'm gonna read his kind of statement. It says, any man that wants to wait for structure in his order to hold the manager to a standard are insane, because somehow they want the players to perform like world-class players without the same structure they want to wait for the manager. Which is it? You can't wait for the players to play a great structure and yet give the manager any excuse as to why he's not performing because there is no structure. I don't believe you need structure to at least see what the manager's style or way of playing is. The only thing we need structure for us is to be consistent. So yes, we can play good football without structure. All a good structure does is reinforce consistency. We currently do not have a style to implement, so whatever the structure man are waiting for on this manager to perform is a myth. We can bring Madrid structure by structure into structure, and still he would not play the same because it's not the structure dictating the annual tactics, or in his case, the lack of thereof. You know what's mad about that, is that he doesn't even have the principles for us to build on a structure. Like, what principles has he given us to kind of build on that? And fair play, big up to Knowledge for that, man, for breaking it down. But he hasn't given me any belief. And this is where there's a couple of guys, who are tweeting me, and they're saying, yo, Saeed, why has your energy changed since the 2nd of February when you were like gassed up after Barcelona? I said, yeah, but that's where it died. After Barcelona, that's where it died, my friend. And that's where I said, second season, we had a show, America Talks, in the summer. What did we all say, guys? We all said, man, them, if the football doesn't improve next season, I'm going to be on to Ten Hag. Did we not say that on America Talks? We all said that football has to change, and I want to see us closer to Arsenal and Man City. Everybody said that. Everybody. So why are people thinking that's flip-flopping? No, you demanded more, and he hasn't met the targets, so therefore you don't see him the same way. It's logical. It's a logical explanation. It's not flip-flopping. You gave the manager, said, right, I want these targets. You must meet these targets. And yes, the season hasn't finished, but we have gone beyond the point where it's untenable now. It's untenable. His job now is over now for me. He has to go because for me, is failing at his job at a rapid rate, not at a steady rate. You could say, oh, we're losing here and there, but we're building a bit of a results. But United, I think the stats are going out that we haven't won 3 games in a row. Is it, Griggs? Is that correct?
We haven't won 2 Prem games in a row since Luton and Everton. Okay. And the last time I think we won 3. I don't think have we even won 3 games in a row this season.
Yeah, when he won manager of the season.
Oh yeah, manager month. Yeah, manager month. Yeah,
no, that was the same one.
No. She's not. We have. Oh yeah, Fulham.
He won 3. We won 3 games that month.
November. Yeah,
because it was an international break.
Luton, Everton, Fulham, Luton, Everton. That's what we won, right?
We had 3 clean sheets.
But what did it show us? What did it show us, man?
And by the way, none of this.
In between that, you get the Copenhagen loss as well, by the way. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Only in the league. That's why he won manager of the month. Another paper over the cracks. People thought it meant something. Guess what? It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything because these performances, by the way, even that Everton 3-0. Let's be honest. We all sat there and were like, if Everton had a decent striker, they would have taken their chances because they had 20-something chances. We scored 3 by creating less chances than them, which on the day showed that we just scored goals because we had more quality than them.
And they got shook by the Garnacho goal. The
Garnacho goal, the overhead kick.
Exactly.
which we all know we wasn't going to do again. So it was moments of quality. Listen, just to be very honest about it, I think most of us sat here, and none of us, as I said, outside the Chelsea game, we sat there and we were like, we had convincing wins this season. Yeah. And as Said said, you asked for a style of play. When you're not getting a style of play, when you're not getting results, and everyone is looking bad, you just have to point at the manager. Yeah, exactly. I'm just baffled by how long it's taken us to get rid of him. That's actually the one thing that I'm confused about. Because I could sit here and ask people like Omar, why are you still Ten Hag in, or you want to give him a chance? And they'll sit here and they'll never give me a footballing reason because there is none.
Yeah, exactly.
The one answer, Adam, is what? Who are you replacing him with? Or we can't fire more managers. Why not? Why can't we fire more managers?
People don't want to sack him because of the structure. But what people don't realize is that if he had a proper structure, he would have been sacked 3 times.
There you go. Ineos is here, right? Isn't Ineos here? So why are we not getting rid of him? But by the way, I'm gonna question Ineos if they don't fire him before they start.
You know what? My biggest problem is with the manager.
Trust me.
My biggest problem as well is, as a manager, the one thing you cannot be poor at is assessing who are your good players and who are the bad players. You can be not the best tactically. You can be like a good manager, but tactically is you can be like very rigid and strict and authoritarian. But you need to know who the good players are and who the shit players are. And this brother hasn't got a clue who's who. Because
bro, look at Ole. Ole was like that, Adam. You don't remember that. Ole was playing his best players. He was just shit.
Exactly. And Said,
so basically, here's the fixtures, Mandem. We got Wigan. Sorry to cut you off, Adam. Wigan, Spurs, Wolves away, West Ham at home, Aston Villa away, Luton away, Fulham at home, Manchester City away, Everton, Sheffield United, Brentford, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle, Burnley, Palace, Arsenal, Brighton. Broski, man, just sack him now, man. Just allow it, innit? He don't survive here, bro. These little fixtures here, he don't even get, bro. He don't win Wolves away. He don't even win Spurs at home, man. Like, just allow it, man.
Do we beat Wigan away?
No, we got spun by Bournemouth.
I think we're just about. That's embarrassing if you don't win that. If you don't win that,
bro, the fact that Omar, you're holding your face like this is not a question. We lost to a Newcastle C team. Do you want me to remind you who we lost to? Richie and a bunch of NPCs.
Quickly, the right question is who haven't we lost to? That's
exactly
easy.
That's the point.
Yeah.
The list is short.
I don't think. Come on, losing to Wigan is a reach now.
Omar, hand on heart, you think we win that game with no worry? So you'll sit here. If I do a match preview and I'm like, Omar, come do a match preview with me. You're like, yeah, we're smacking them tomorrow. Easy game. I'm gonna sleep through the game. I'm not even gonna watch it. That's how confident.
If you tell me that, the thing you will be relieved because they're stressed because you know there is an option of us not.
Bro, aren't they like League 2? Right? They're not even Championship. They League 2. They're bottom the tier below that.
Like, yeah, but half of our squad should be playing for them.
Now we just saying anything to say anything, bro. Come on, that's not.
No, this is a legitimate question.
No, a legitimate answer. They see it like 18. If we lose to Wigan, I'm never showing my face on this platform again. How about that?
Say, can you show us the team we lost to against Newcastle again? Because most of these guys are championship team. Championship
Wigan,
can you go back when we lost 3-0?
Bro, but those teams would still spank a League One's 18th place Wigan or whatever.
We're going to play our B team, and he's going to win because it's our B team. Because
that's probably the
I'm not gonna lie, bro. They're 18th in League One. We
come on, bro. I'm not crazy.
Now show me the team, Said. Show me the team. Omar, Dubravka, Griffith, Dummett.
Dubravka was our second keeper. Dubravka was at.
Now we rate Dubravka. He played one game for us. Left.
Let's not go over the top. Let's not go over the top. This team is Wigan are way worse than this.
No. Is this a team that we should be slapping?
Got bought for 40 mil.
Bro, Matt Ritchie, Longstaff, Matt Target, Dummett, Griffith, Dubravka, Lewis Holes on low. You really don't. You rate this team, Omar. Did you look at this team and think we're gonna lose to them 3-0?
Bro, Livamento.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Is this a team we lose 3-0 to?
Ya Allah.
Yeah, just answer me. Is this a team we lose to? So this team could put 3 past us. Yeah, listen. If this team could put 3 past us with championship players like Richie and Target and Dummett, okay, if they could put 3 passes, why am I so confident against Wigan?
So 3 players.
Yeah, half this team is half this team.
Anthony Gordon, Willock, Livamento, Hall.
They're better than our players. No, I'm not reaching, bro. If a team like this can put 3 past us, why am I confident against Wigan? I'm not saying we're gonna lose, but who can actually?
Hold on. Answer my question. Wait, please, por favor. You're not taking Livermento over the law?
Of course I am. That doesn't mean
You're not
anything.
taking Lewis Hall over the law?
No, I'm not taking Lewis
over Luke Shaw?
No, I'm not taking Lewis Hall.
God damn.
Why would I lie? I just told you I wouldn't.
Yeah, you know what's mad, yeah?
Stop it.
The main point was what
we played our first team against them, bro. Why are you lying, bro?
You never know. You just never know with this team, man. You never know.
Their players are better than our current
We
squad.
played our first team against a team like this and lost 3-0. But for me to question how easy it is to us for play against Wigan, you're saying, oh, now I'm reaching. Well, if I told you we would have lost 3 against this team, you would have said I'm reaching. So why am I not? Bro, there's no reason. It's delusion for you to go confident in any game. I'm not saying we're going to lose to Wigan, but I'm saying any United fan who actually takes any game for granted. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you take any game for granted, like we're going to slap him up, then you're deluded because we're not at a level that we slap up anyone. We are losing to teams that are on paper significantly worse than us. This Wigan team isn't any different. They're a team that's significantly worse than us, but we'll find a way to make them look good.
Yeah. You know what's mad as well? There's another stat as well that Ten Hag broken. We've never lost to what's his name? Nottingham Forest in what, 30 years?
Yeah,
Over 30 years? And Ten Hag broke that record as well. Aaron SDG says, big up to you, goes, the real question is why Bruno never gets subbed. That's what's causing these bad decisions in midfield. Check the clause in his contract. Broski, Bruno Fernandes was anonymous yesterday. He gave the ball away 28 times apparently yesterday. 28 times.
I'll be honest. Bruno Fernandes is an insult to football and to human decency. It's absolutely shocking. And that's the reason why we can't have any style of football. Because
I hate watching him play, Adam. I hate watching him play. I really do. The day he leaves, I'll celebrate, bro.
Bro, I will be throwing a party, man, and it's on me. It's on me. Just join, because Ten Hag doesn't have a style of play. Ole doesn't have a style of play. Ragnick didn't have a style of play. But we have players in that team that are all so unpredictable and so rash and so like they lack inhibition. Like if Bruno like lifts his head and sees someone running, there is an impulse in him that he cannot stop to smash it as hard as he can. And you cannot build a team with players like that. He's playing like a Hail Mary every single time, like fourth quarter down the touchline. That's what he does all the time. Well, he plays like it's a 24-second shot clock. That's exactly how he plays. He's a disgrace and a half, man.
He gave up the ball the most on the pitch. He gave up the ball the most on the pitch.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said to you.
No, but Saeed, remember when I told the last episode that Bruno shit and I got crucified in the comments?
Oh, yeah.
Remember
that's one time you're not toxic positive.
Oh, okay.
Congrats.
Fair play. Big up to Troy Superstar says, Happy New Year. Oh, big up to you. Ten Hag must leave today. Neville and Keane blaming players that excuse Ten Hag. Said, send your email. There's a letter from United shareholder. Oh, is there? Okay. Say no more. I'll message me on Instagram and I'll send it you, bro. Said was calling for Frank. Yeah, exactly. Frank de Jong from early. But my thing is, guys, like, and by the way, make sure you like the video, people. 1.2K in here. We're 33 away from 500 likes, which is the minimum on the channel. So make sure you like the video, people. My thing is, does this get any better, guys? Does this get any better? Like, that's a question everybody needs to ask themselves.
If we beat Wigan away, because clearly that's competition now. So if we beat Wigan away, it might get better.
You know what it's no mind on. But you know what
I don't need to answer you anymore. I actually don't need to answer you anymore. You can sit here and waffle.
You know what it is? But you know what it is, Adam, though? It's got to a point now where we win one game, everybody thinks we're back, then we lose one game, we lose another game, and then it's like crisis. We need to win one game for us to get back to United. They're behind the manager, gimmick, and all of that bullshit. Like, have you noticed the patterns of this season? It's actually quite like laughable. We're always 2 games away from crisis, but then we're always 1 game away from turning it around. That should never be the situation.
Exactly. You don't judge things on a game-to-game basis. It's not how you do it. And what the thing that kills me, Saeed, is the hypocrisy. It's just like, it's the players, don't sack the managers. Like, fine, fair enough. Which players? They are not going to name the ones that should go. They're going to name players that are on the bench. Because if we're being honest, I want the manager to go, but I want every single players to go. And the people that usually don't want the manager to go, they say, no, it's the players, but not Rashford, not Shaw, not Lindelof, not Maguire, not Bruno. It's Martial and Donny. Like, come on now, let's not take the piss, okay? Like, every single player needs to go and the manager needs to go. End of topic. And the players that are playing the most, because people say, yeah, but Bruno was involved in 2 goals. Or like, we are shit about 85% of the time. And the good and the bad stuff that happens on the pitch is because of the players on the pitch. But when something good happens, it is also because of the players on the pitch. Because if we score 2 goals in a game, it can't be because of the players on the bench. But the fact remains, we are poor way more often than not. And that is because of the players on the pitch. And the manager is speaking. A manager that gives Rashford a contract and gives Bruno the armband, he needs to be like, I don't know if you've guys watched that 70s show, man, but the dad, when he says, I will kick your ass so hard your nose will bleed, that is exactly what we need to do with Ten Hag for giving Bruno the armband. Because that is a disgrace. What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
You know what's crazy? That we took the armband off Maguire, and here we are a few months later talking about taking the armband off someone else. I've never seen this in a football club in my life.
I mean,
in a couple of months, we're trying to strip 2 captains in a matter of.
Doesn't have any captains anyway. I said this 2 years ago. I said we should be allowed to play without a captain. Like, can we just like choose every single game a different person to go take a picture holding the flag? Like, can we just choose a different person each game? Do like a rock paper scissors or something? Do that, because none of these guys deserve to wear the armband. Like, let's be serious. Bruno doesn't deserve it. Maguire doesn't deserve it. Rashford doesn't deserve it. Shaw doesn't deserve it. Varane, none of these guys deserve the armband. So until you
find Varane, that's a good way to segue. Varane. There's some news coming out Daily Mail today. Manchester United have decided against triggering an option to extend Raphael's contract by 12 months, leaving the defender free to hold talks with any foreign clubs over summer transfer window from tomorrow. Here's the context. So, this does not mean Manchester United are willing to get rid of him. What it does is it puts the pressure on Varane to agree a contract at lower terms. Listen, Man United could do that. Man United could do whatever. My thing is, you see, when I say fresh start, and I say fresh start on all fronts, don't pick and choose. Don't say, oh, but Lindelof can stay because A, he costs a little bit less and his wages are cost a little bit less. No, if you want to do a proper rebuild, you sell everyone that you need to sell, yeah? That means Maguire, Lindelof, anybody else, McTominay, he needs to go as well. Everybody else, they need to go. Are we all agreed on that one? Or is everyone going to have pick and choose who they want to keep? Because that's where I feel like the energy is. Let me know in the chat, guys. I get he's on a lot of wages, so if he wants to stay on reduced wages, that makes sense. But also, you see me about Lindelof staying because it means then we can get a little bit of money out of him. No, sell him for free. I don't care. Get him out, mate. Get him out. You can't sell everyone. Well, what happened to Man United being back then? What happened to Man United? You wanted Man United to have a full clear out. You need to get rid of the deadwood. Get rid of the deadwood. Simple.
Exactly.
Simple though, right?
Varane is the only player that deserves actually that kind of wages. Him and Casemiro, because they've done it, because they are the names that deserve that money. If we don't give 300 plus to Varane, who are we giving it to? And another thing, I don't want to,
but that's I think as a club, we need to stray away from that. I don't think that's good players. We weren't the ones to go buy Casemiro's. That was not a United head. We don't go buy massive players like Varane. You know what I'm saying? Like the ego. I think the problem is the big players that are coming. Oh well, I've done this, I've done that. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I think it's time to stick to what we were.
Yeah, you're paying 400 to Rashford, and you're complaining about the players that have won things, saying I'm too big for the club. You're paying Rashford.
To be honest, he earned that contract.
Rashford has earned it. So Rashford's earned it, but the players that come in,
saying they don't deserve it. I'm just I said we need to stray away from grabbing these big names and slapping contracts because clearly since post-Fergie, it has not worked for us.
Yeah, no. But
it's not worked for us.
The thing is, we are Manchester United.
Name me a player that we splashed money on that has been very successful for us. So let's start from Alexis Sanchez to now Pogba.
Yeah, but
name me players that we haven't splashed a lot of money on, and
it's a wash.
Is the money the issue?
Yeah, because that's something you could put on the structure that people like to bring on every single time. You can't blame the player for not succeeding. Another thing, we are Manchester United. We are a rich club that should have the best players, and the best players are expensive.
But
that's
Adam,
it.
that was never our style. Remember, if you pull up that 2008,
that was never our style. But if you go back to when we were winning, we had Tevez, Berbatov, Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ryan Giggs, Carrick, Scholes, legends. It's quality. It just happened that we got lucky because
we
we
brought
got
up
the
these
curtain.
legends.
This notion that, by the way, we've never bought the best players is insane to me.
I'm
That's a good point, Staffy, by the way, because
Rooney wasn't a 5 Champions League winner when we bought him. Ronaldo was in a 5
and how much
Champions
did you
League
pay for him? But how much did you pay for him?
Tevez was at West Ham. Berbatov
No,
was
forget
at
Tevez. Rooney was the biggest prospect in the country when you bought him.
There's a difference between but we never went to Real Madrid and Barcelona and bought their players. That
That's
was
what
never.
I'm trying to say.
And I think
I've always said this. Gibson and Tom Clement.
And I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why.
No, let me
finish, and I'll tell you why.
I think, if you go to Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid, and you go buy their 30-year-old plus players, you're already lost. Because those guys have won it all. They're not going to have the motivation to come to your club and do the same thing. I'm not saying Varane doesn't have any motivation.
He might be splashing bread.
He might be the exemption, but the reason why Perez was willing to let Varane go was because he saw the injury history, and we all like Varane. We all rate him. He's one of the best box defenders. But at the end of the day, he's not available enough to warrant the $340K a week wages.
I hear.
I think that I think $250K a week.
Now
that's perfectly fine with me. I think that's
no, because he talked about his availability. You're just talking about the money. Here's why you're always listen. You always make half an argument that's right and the other half is wrong.
It's the whole argument.
No. You're saying we've never been paying this money, this and that, splashing money. When we signed Rooney for 30 million back in 2005, 2004, whatever it is, that was big money. If you compare it to nowadays by inflation, I'm just gonna take a wild assumption. It's probably
It's probably
50. It's probably 180, bro. What are you talking about? Wait. They did this comparison before on Rio Ferdinand's, I think his channel or something, and they were valuing how much they paid for Ferdinand because he was going to be my next point. When they paid money for Ferdinand, I forgot how much we signed Ferdinand for. Someone remind me when we bought him from Leeds, or was it West Ham? When they compared his price at that time to his price right now, Ferdinand was almost 200 mil. So what are you talking about? Inflation for about 20 years. The monies that we paid back then, 30 million, that was world records at the time.
No, we used to spend big. We used to spend big, but we never spent big.
But we signed Berbatov for 30 million in 2008.
We spent big, man. We spent big.
We went and got Roy Keane. We went and got Roy Keane from Leeds.
But we always spent on players that were ready to break out. We spent big on players that were ready to break out.
There was other teams during the time spending more. There was other teams during the time spending more.
Yeah, but United were also spending big. We bought Andy Cole for a lot of big fee as well from Newcastle.
We had the best player in the country. Here's what Fergie did. Listen to me. Fergie got the best players in the country. You had that England team, especially that England team, was mainly made out of United players. When you looked at England, the best midfielders played in United. The best wingers played in United. The best strikers played in United. The best defenders played in United. Yeah. We had the best players in the country. What Fergie did every time the best player in the country in his position came up, he tried to acquire him. He got Rio, he got Roy, he got Cantona, he got Rooney. Obviously, Cantona was a lot older in his age, but he was going to get the best players in the league and put them there. Right now, our players are not the best players in the league. When you look at the best players in the league, our right back isn't. The center back isn't. The left back isn't. The striker aren't. That's why but Fergie didn't go outside because of that. Because
what we're trying to say was that we didn't go over the top with the wage structure. I mean, I don't know what our wage structure was like back then, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't really care, but it is true.
We'll find out. I might go bring you actually.
It is since Fergie, United try to, just like Ten Hag is trying to cheat the game of football, United trying to cheat the game of football, but for the last 10 years, trying to, instead of having organic growing process after Fergie, because you have to.
Let me bring you up right now.
After Fergie,
my United's payroll. I'm going to bring you up right now. Before I do that, Jamaica United, this team makes me depressed. But the worst thing is Ten Hag, those Ten Hag defenders. All right, big up to you, man. Big up to everybody still here. 1.2K in the building. I'm going to bring up the wage structure at my United because I think this is quite reliable.
That's pretty much where it
reliable. No, don't share it so Omar doesn't get upset. He wants to save money in the Glazers' pockets. He doesn't want more money being paid.
I want more money to be spent.
Save a buck for him.
Casemiro. Can you not see that, by the way? Is that
we see it. No. What's the oldest year they have on this for Man United?
They have for a while. They have for a while.
Here's the updated one.
Let's just see this squad here. Anyway, Casemiro 350, Varane 340, Rashford 300k, Martial 250, Mason Mount 250, Sancho 250. That's if people say it's 350, it's because of bonuses. Bruno Fernandes 240. Santos 200k.
Anthony's on 20k a week.
Wow, I didn't know that. Maguire 190. Christian Eriksen 150. Shaw 150. Victor Lindelof 120 grand. Why is he here still? Martinez 120. Onana 120. Dolly's leaving. Dolly was on a decent wage, to be fair.
Hey, Diogo Dallo might have to sack his agent.
You see that for not even playing.
Diogo Dallo might have to sack his agent. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he'll have to sack his agent, man. I can't believe he's getting that much money. Hoyland, yep, 75. Amrabat, 65. Reguilon, McTominay, yep. And then obviously he gets a little bit dead after that.
Damn. Hannibal's at 5 bins.
Diallo, only 28 as well. I'm about to chat to him and say, yo, get your bro.
That's crazy.
Get your bread, my guy.
You know, it's kind of like Tom Brady. I might stop paying too much. She's not even making that much.
Yo, that's crazy. Hannibal, 19 5 bands a week. That's kind of lit.
That's like academy money. I think when you first come from the
that's
academy,
20 bands a month. That academy money, 20 bands a month. Yo,
Garnacho's on 50 bags.
Bro, you're playing for United, bro. How much you want to get paid?
Yeah, that's kind of lit.
Yeah. But like I said to you, yeah, it's one of them where for me, like, I get it when people say, big up Andy Tate's in the building as well. Big up Andy Tate. We can talk about wage structure and all of that, yeah. But my thing is if you want to clear out guys, yeah, I need the energy to be same on all levels. When Gary Neville made a comment about saying if we want to take out certain players but then keep certain players, that's not how it's going to work. But then when he was on the overlap and he said, no, I want to give Harry Maguire an extra season, then you're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite, Gary Neville, because you can't be saying certain players deserve another chance, but other certain players you want to keep. How does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, Andy, let me bring you in. What do you think about players leaving and wholesale changes? And how do you want to see, players being kind of like being told, bye-bye now, your time's done, and wages and all that?
Well, I think if they do pull the trigger, it can't be now, and these players cannot escape punishment. If you're going to pull the trigger, you pull the trigger in the summer, and you pull the trigger on the players as well. And I mean that. And you have to clear out. And I say,
my guy.
I mean that. Because if he has to go, which I don't want him to, but if he has to go, then players have to go as well. And I don't care who they are. You could sell Marcus Rashford for 80 million in the summer, and I wouldn't cry. I won't budge. I won't be bothered. You say, if you get 50 million for Scott McTominay in January, arrivederci, I'll drive you to Piccadilly Station out my own out my own petrol money. That's how I'm feeling. And I accept what we are. We are mid-table, mediocrity. And like you say, it just makes me wonder, was last season a complete and utter fluke?
I doubt it.
We were expecting this.
Hear him out.
The manager said it himself. The manager said it himself.
It just brings me down because me and Saeed were at Wembley and we were both emotional, and we was like, you caught up and all that. You got, I had my family wasn't around me, and I was so happy. And you won at the start of the season from last year. We thought this season it was going to be like last season. Maybe this is how it should have been. Maybe we expected this season to be last year, didn't we? This is what we expected. 7th or 8th are struggling. So, like you say, it's these players. These players have played us one too many times. And like you say, if you're going to punish the manager, you got to punish the players as well. It cannot be this cannot be the common denominator all the time now. I seen last night.
But respectfully, who said we're keeping the players? That's the thing. As I said earlier, Andy, I don't know if you was watching the show earlier. I said you get rid of the head of the snake. The head of the snake of any team is the manager. Now you can't replace 25 players, whatever the squad number is, during the season. But you can replace a manager, and we have seen for years and years and years there's teams when they get rid of the manager because he's not performing tactically every game. He's not performing well. You get rid of him. At least you could get a manager bounce. At least you could get something different.
I'm sick of this manager bounce. We had it with,
but it is true though. It is a thing.
Because if I don't want to be nasty, but if you suck up to the players, treat them like your best mate, give him another chance. I'm not having it. We've
Saeed,
seen this.
if you look at it,
4 players, 4 managers, and you know what? Bollocks to him. I don't care who you are, apart from the youngsters. That, like you say, we've got 4 or 5 great youngsters.
Preach, my brother.
Rinse
Preach,
him.
my brother.
Rinse that fucking squad. Fucking decimate it.
Talk your shit, yes.
Style. Fucking just eradicate him. That's what
I agree with you. I already agreed with you. I want most of these players gone in the summer.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I said it in the beginning of the episode, right? This is it's the same players that we've been dealing with again and again. And now tell me every time, sack the man.
No, it's not. It's not necessarily the same players. His players are also not performing. Don't lie. His players are not performing.
1 second. Sack the minute. Who gets reprimanded? Name me a player that was like, other than Jadon Sancho, because of decisions he decided to take, that got reprimanded. They still getting paid, brother. They still showing up. They're getting a check, and it's the same shit every season. It's the same shit. It's the same shitty players, bro.
We
changed a lot of the players, by the way. I'm still okay with.
We've never been this bad. We've never been this bad.
We changed Anthony Alanga.
We have never been this bad.
Bro, we're
What are you talking about? We've been in the mud for a decade. You're telling me 10 years ago it was the same players. Some of the prominent ones are still there.
Who's about to be 50. We got rid of.
No. You're waffling. You're waffling. You're waffling. No, you're waffling. De Gea. We said De Gea leaves. It fixes our issues. It didn't fix our issues.
You know what, Mike? You know what my strategy would be? My strategy would be figure out who's been leaking and get them gone first. That sounds to me like a good strategy. You're cheating. You're snitching against your brothers. Get them gone. And that would be an easy thing to do because we know who's leaking to the press.
Adam, the core of this team has to be ripped out. I agree. I actually agree with Andy when he says that. The difference between me and Andy or me and Omar, because they agree on the same thing, they're saying the players got to go. But because the players got to go, let me just keep the manager till the end of the season and we make a change. My stance is different. I say the players need to go. I would rip off this core of the team in the summer. But you can't do that during the season. The manager is the only thing you could replace during the season because at the end of the day, we need to get results. As much as we don't like Rashford, we don't like Shaw. Andy, if you wake up tomorrow and you have a game, you still need to go to that game and pick up a result.
I would rather suffer now till the end of the season and finish where we are to show these fucking frauds. You are the fucking problem. And then if you have to remove the manager, then fine. But you remove the players. I do not want another manager bouncing everyone. Yeah, it wasn't the fucking, wasn't the players. It was the manager. It was manager. No.
But the manager is getting a lot of things wrong. Andy.
I hear that. You know what it is. It's up to Ineos. If Ineos are planning on gutting this squad in the summer,
I think they will.
Then you let Ten Hag and this squad just suffer the rest of the season. You don't bring in another permanent manager that has to suffer with these players.
That's why I don't want a permanent manager. I want an interim.
There's no point in interim. What's interim?
No, but here's the issue. No, Griggs, there's an issue with that.
Because you know why? Because I don't want Man United making a hasty decision, bringing a manager in January.
I agree with you.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if Ineos plan on gutting this squad, you let the squad suffer the rest of the season, and you let Ten Hag suffer the rest of the season, and then whenever the last day of the Premier League is, May something.
I'm not ready.
The day after, you give him his exit. If Ineos don't plan on selling a lot of players, if Ineos don't plan on selling a lot of players, if they see that it's really hard to sell players, then if you sack him now, then you better have your permanent manager that you think can replace Ten Hag ready now. Because I don't know who their man. If it's Grant Potter, then okay, you can sack Ten Hag now and bring him in. But if it's Ruben Amorim, for example, the Sporting guy, you're not bringing him into the summer, right? He's not coming in mid-January. That's not happen, or mid-February or whenever. He's gonna want to see out the season with Sporting. What interim is out there that you can really bring into this football club right now? There's no interim.
Bro, there is available. Yeah, there is available. I look at there's these kind of modern managers that I think that have been there in the past. I think Laurent Blanc could come into the end of the season. I think he's
got issues. Laurent Blanc got issues.
Listen. I'm not saying. This is a problem though. Anything that I say, yeah.
I just don't know what kick me out now. Kick me out now.
Somebody will.
Bro, might as well.
No, bro. But here's the thing. No. Wait. There's an issue that we haven't even talked about yet. Said is about to fall asleep again, like on his watch along. Here's the thing, though. There's an issue that none of us has talked about. Let's go about what Omar and Andy just said. Let's say, listen, we'll keep the manager till the end of the season just because we don't want to sack another manager for these players, but we'll get rid of him in the summer if Ineos wants that. Okay, let's go by that. Here's the issue. Coming this summer, if we go into the summer, January, and Ten Hag thinks his job is still safe, Ineos backs him, I now want signings in January. Gets his signings or whatever it is, continues the season. Now he's building up for the next summer because you don't think of your summer signings in the summer. You build up to the summer until then. So what happens when he's spending this whole time thinking, I'm still secured until the summer, and then he goes to Ineos, hey, by the way, I know we just finished the season. We're about to finish the season. These are the players that I want, blah, 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 in the summer. What are they going to say? They're going to be like, to be honest, since November or December, we didn't want you, but we just wanted to vibe out the season, so we kept you. But by the way, you're not going to be here.
That's what's going to happen, bro.
These guys are going to have They're saying keep him and just get rid of him in the summer.
Ineos and Ten Hag will have a sit-down soon. Brailsford is going to be in Manchester tomorrow. Ratcliffe's going to be in Manchester tomorrow. You think those guys aren't going to talk to Ten Hag tomorrow?
But that's my point, Griggs. I know that's going to happen.
You just said that. Ten Hag is not going to have the assumption. Ten Hag will know his fate soon enough. They're not going to
tell him, Ten Hag, by the way, we're getting rid of you in the summer. That doesn't happen.
They're probably going to hit him with an ultimatum.
They're going to give him a timetable. They're going to if they want to sack him now, they're going to do it when the ratification happens. But
I hope so.
They're going to tell him right now probably you have this timetable. You either fix up or then you're gone.
Oh, so let's give him another January to waste money. Okay, so
he's not getting money in January, but we're not signing shit.
We don't spend anything in January.
We're not spending shit. We don't have money.
So you're just saying that because we don't have money. So if we did have money, we'd spend it on him in January. That's the core of the issue. I don't want to trust this manager with more money again.
I'm a toxic fan, I'm a toxic fan. I've been going for 40 years, mate. How long have you been going?
Andy's not a toxic fan. No, Andy. No. Troy, I know you're putting in your comment here, but Andy is not toxic. Let me. No.
Let him know, Andy. Let him know.
No, Andy. Troy, respectfully, Andy's a goat. This guy has been going home and away for 40 odd years. Yeah, this guy is proper United fan. Yeah, exactly.
You're old enough to be a father, Troy. Don't worry, I got you, Andy. Keep going, bro.
It's not even about that. It's just
listen. I'll disagree with Andy, but I'll never call him toxic. This guy's
no. Because you know what it is, though. That's the problem, though. I think the word toxic gets thrown out. It's opinion. I have my opinion. Me and Andy, we're best mates here, but we don't agree with everything. You know, we don't.
Like me and this idiot right here. This idiot right on top here. This idiot right here. I disagree with everything he says, but he's still my best mate. Yeah. He's an idiot.
One of us is gonna be there.
But yeah, the other point that you're saying there, Ten Hag destroyed these players with poor management. Players are good enough. That's your point there as well. Shout out to Ten Hag every time. Legend for you. Yo, big up Sheik, man. Big up Sheik. But like I said to you, now, I understand where people are coming from. People say, let's suffer at the end of the season. I say they can suffer with the interim. I just don't want this manager being here and overseeing more defeats, more losses, more records being broken, and it's a guy that's meant to be the best manager out there, right? Yes or no? Ten Hag's one of the most, best managers out there right now. But obviously, it's not worked out here. And getting into him until Ineos carefully delegate a proper manager in the summer, when they can carefully look at it. 6 months' time, we work with it, we assess, we find out our players that we want to bring in. The summer, bang, 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 bang. We buy in every single player. And we're working from there. That's what we need to do. Not make a decision now and make a permanent manager come in, and then it'll be toxic for 6 months, and then he falls out with Ineos, and then we don't want that to happen. That's my own opinion. Is anyone going to comment there, or is that?
No, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I think, listen, I want these players gone, but the manager, I don't think he's warranted him more time at this club because of his performances. He's made enough for mistakes for me to say he needs to go, regardless of the players. The players need to go. But the only attainable thing to do right now is to get rid of the manager before the players. The players will follow up in the summer. But
how do we know that? How do we know that though?
Yeah, but we never.
This is what pisses me off. Ineos could go a full 360. You know what? We'll keep it quiet. We'll let it filter through slowly. You're part of the future. So I say, mate, I look at Ineos with a completely 360 view. Like you say, DTA, don't trust anyone.
No, they're going to blindside us.
These swatting players could get away with it again. The 5 or 6 players could survive again. We know who they are. We know we won't name them because it's all out there anyway. But like I say, you leave off the youngsters. They're the future. Brilliant. I love them. I want to see more of them. But you know they could survive again. And like you say, then they'll try to water everything down with the press. Like they say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said he was going to get rid of half that squad. He never did. They still got other chances, and they still got through it. And it's the same with this one with Radnick. They're still here.
Exactly.
But he has got a point, Andy. These guys are still here, and they shouldn't be here. My thing is, I am willing to do that as well, as long as everybody is willing to do it. I want Bruno out, but everyone's like, Bruno's got to stay here. I want Rashford out, but everybody's got to stay here. Exactly. I want most of these guys out. I would keep Sandro Martinez, Kobe Mino. I still keep Garnacho because he's a relatively young kid. I'd keep Højlund. And I'd probably listen. The keeper, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he would be part of my next one.
I keep the other keeper, the new one.
I can't lie to you. If we got new structuring and they said he's going to bring his own keeper in, I can't lie to you. Wallahi, I'm being serious with you. If they brought a new keeper in, if they say Mike Mignolet's coming to Man United or Costa, whoever it is, I say that because that's a new structure. Everyone else, Ahmad, and that's it. Everyone else, if you said to me, sell them, I would. But I also think the manager needs to go in that aspect. Let me just get rid of these super chats here as well. Big up to end the stream, Dave. Big up to my guy, Dave, man. He says, this is to contribute Saeed's first week wage as Man United manager in 2024. Make United great again. Big up to you, Dave. Zoidberg, big up to you. What name? Rangnick was right in his assessment that open heart surgery is needed. Sacking the manager won't help. Rather get a good football director and allowed to do surgery with a mass contract termination and build up from scratch.
The director of football doesn't fix the tactics on the pitch. So why do people always mention this? They always say the structure and the recruitment, but they never say that the manager should be sacked because of the basic tactics. Why do we forget about this?
I think they're trying to. I think what that super chat trying to say is let the director of football make the decision on what to do.
Yeah, but that's just a principle. That's people being more concerned with being like logical and sticking to their principle than with being reasonable. Because there are people that would say give the guy 2 years or give it until the end of the season. But at some point you need to make a decision because this is unbearable and untenable. But I want the manager to go, Saeed, as you know. But my point is, and this is where I agree with Omar and Andy. The next manager that comes in, regardless if it's interim or a full-time manager, he has to give all the players a chance. That's his duty, to be fair, because he hasn't coached them before. So he has to.
No. He must rinse that squad. No,
this is not what I'm saying, Andy. Hold on.
What I'm saying, Bruno. No more for Rashford.
Andy, what I'm saying is... No, let me finish my point because I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, Andy, let him finish his point and then I'll get your point. Yeah, Andy,
I'm saying, Andy, I would sell all the players because I'm fed up of them all, and I would sell them before sacking the manager. I'm agreeing with you 100%. The only thing that I agree with not sacking the manager now, even though he needs to go, is because the other manager will come in and give them a chance, which I don't want to happen. This is what you just cut me off before I said my point. I agree with you. These players, they all need to fuck off. All of them need to go.
And he's traumatized. That's why he didn't want you to finish. He's like, no. He heard players staying. He's like, nope, I'm not allowing this.
But my point is, and this is the only thing that would say in favor of keeping Ten Hag, is the next manager will have to give a fair chance to the players, even though we know those players. They are not worth nothing. Do you understand my point?
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, sorry for cutting in.
No worries.
No. Last night, I've had about 10 hours sleep, and I'm still tired. You can't.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Okay, I'm gonna go around here before we wrap up here soon. Give me your reasons as to why you believe Erik Ten Hag should go, Michael, or go or stay. So give me your reason. Or I'll start. This Man United guy, this manager needs to go because I believe his tactics are outdated. I believe he's reached his ceiling point. I believe it's not going to get any better. He's breaking records. I don't see a future with him, even with structure as well. I think he's stubborn. I think he's got no idea. His big line away record is terrible. We're inconsistent, and everything right now lacks an identity. That is the manager in Erik Ten Hag. Michael, should he stay or should he go?
He's got to bounce. Pretty much catch you most of the reasons that you said. Obviously, I don't see a future with him. I don't think he can contend for a Premier League title, which is what I expect from the Man United manager, minimum. I think his tactics are shocking. Like especially the three. If I see a 3-1-6 one more time, if I see a 3-1-6 against Wigan of all teams, I swear to God. What else? He's a coward. He lied to me. The worst in-game management I've ever seen from a professional coach, like in my lifetime. The main move for McTominay, that is just absolutely shocking. And yeah, but I think the job is just too big for him. He just can't handle this pressure. And I think Adam spoke about earlier, his relationship with players, the way he approaches them, the dynamics of relationships, probably because he's Dutch and those guys are very blunt. To be a Man United manager, I think you need to have charisma. I think you need to have a good personality. And you also have to be able to relate to the fans. And when the shit's going tough for you, you have to be able to way to drag them back in to make them believe. I don't think he could do that because when he speaks, I don't listen to anything he says. I don't believe anything he says. He's basically a capper to me. That's what he is. So yeah, you just gotta bounce.
Yeah. Omar, do you think he should leave or he should stay? And your reasons why?
Well, Steffi, what's so funny? I think he should stay. I think he should stay. And the season is already done for us. There's nothing really for us to look forward to. And I say take it game by game till the end of the season. And whatever the outcome is from the end of the season, that's what we assess. Because Champions League is already done. We're near damn sitting 10th. And I don't think it's going to get any better if we sack him and get rid of him right now. Personally, last season, I believed in what he was doing. And I'm going to stick to the concept until the fully 11 is there. The full 11 that I seen was there. And then if all comes to shove and the results are the same shit that we going through every week, then is part of my brother. You have a safe one and we have a safe one and life moves on. But I personally don't want to jump the gun like we've always been doing. And the outcomes still remain shit. So there's a lot of coaches that were granted so many opportunities and they found a way to turn it around. So it's either he's going to turn it around or he's either not. And
you can't name one of those managers, but it's an empty statement. It's okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
We in the same building, but we in the same building, but we all got different views. You know what I'm saying? Who said that?
I'm just happy I got you there.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuffy, chat to me.
No, we know. You don't even got to bro. Just skip this one.
Why would you even ask me? I mean,
listen. You know what this is going. If he could find the dude's address and put a bullet in his head, he'll probably do that.
Relax. Why would you say that?
Oh my God.
God damn. No, it's not that far. Listen, 100% we'll get rid of him. I'm not going to echo what you guys already said, but Said and Griggs already mentioned a few points. Some of the things that you guys forgot to mention that, you know, his profiling and his talent ID has been abysmal. It's the reason where we are right now. Let's not forget that this guy came in and he gave Mason Mount the number 7. And remember when he patted him on the chest, he said, I want you to be important for me this season. And then he kept benching him until he got injured. The guy, listen, as Griggs said perfectly, he's a liar. I said earlier, he's been trying to wing it. He gave up his philosophy. He gave up his tactics. He gave up his principles, lied about Varane, lied about McTominay, lied about so many things. His tactics are not there. As I said, he doesn't know how to profile his players. One day he says Varane can't play in a certain position, then he plays him. One day he says he wants to sell McTominay, then he's the player on the team sheet. Uses Mason Mount in a weird formation that doesn't create balance in the midfield. It's just so many things. I could sit here and talk about it for hours. You know, if I single out everything, his decision-making in games, if I sit here and single out everything he's done from the beginning of the season up until that Kobe Mainoo decision of him and McTominay, I'd sit here all day. The guy has no tactics. He doesn't have the personality. He can't manage big egos. He can't manage big names. He has no charisma, it's been said. He doesn't have the respect of most players, like Ronaldo said. It's time to go, brother. It's time to go. The job is not for you. Thank you for trying. We appreciate the League Cup, but you know, many have tried and then they haven't succeeded, you know. So it's time to go.
Adam, chat to us, Adam.
Yeah, pretty much everything's been said. I think he needs to go, but as much as I think he needs to go, and going back to Andy, players need to go. We need to be honest on the players, and we need, like Andy said, if an offer comes in for Marcus Rashford, don't try to find excuses. Get rid. If something comes in for Bruno or for someone else, get rid. Like you said, Saeed, keep Garnacho, Ahmad, Mainoo, the young centre back that came in. His name I forgot, but keep the youngsters and keep
Tambala.
Yeah, exactly. Martinez. Remove the rest. Don't just. If you tell me that Ineos are going to clear the squad in the summer, I would wait with Ten Hag right now. Don't have a problem with that. But we don't have those guarantees. So he needs to go because he's just every single day, making the right decision, but the wrong decision. And like, he's the problematic players that we know are the problematic ones are still being picked by him. So this is he's been complicit in this. He's been complicit in this. So this is a crime organization. It really is. Everything is wrong from top to bottom. It's just shocking. So Ten Hag needs to go. I think he's tactically a good manager, but he needs to pick the right players, and he needs to know how to speak to his players, and he needs to be able to handle delicate situations. And now the list of things he needs to do, it keeps on getting longer and longer. And like he hasn't got a clue at the moment. The job is too big. This is not Ajax. This is Manchester United. You cannot bring young, like average players. You need to bring in the best players, or you need to make them the best players. It's one or the others, because this is the biggest club in the country. And for me, United is like Saeed, you know where I live, a small town in Quebec where it's minus 40 during the winter. United has got to be the biggest club in the world for me to travel to Old Trafford in the summer and to speak about football. No one speaks English in my town, apart from my brother and my parents. So United is huge, and we care about United a lot. And this is no small team where you can bring in young players from this and that and like do this authoritarian regime. You need to bring in the best in class, or you need to form the best in class. At the moment, he's failing at both. And it's sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Andy, your last but not least, chat to me. Why should stay or why should go?
I think he should be at least given till the end of the season, and he needs people around him. And if the people see from Ineos, they see he's not up to it, then that's fair enough. You do it in the summer. The only way he saves his job is if he swallows his pride, starts picking the right players for the right games, not making stupid decisions on subs like yesterday, playing favourites, maybe an FA Cup run. I'm not saying we'll win it, but winning an FA Cup can certainly help you. Look at Mikel Arteta, bought him time. It can. And maybe winning some of the big games as well, not rolling over and dying. You beat Liverpool, you try to beat Arsenal, you try to beat Tottenham, and you do Man City at the Etihad. I mean, I know it's a tall order, but it'll help. But if you don't do that, then it's au revoir, as Cantona would say in the summer. But if you do it, then the players have to go as well. But
yeah, absolutely.
Only that could save him. But that is a tall order.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I want him to stay, but if this keeps going, there's only one way it's going to go.
Absolutely. Big up Knowledge. There's a question for you, man, to answer individually. We'll have time for that, Knowledge, but I'll try my best to answer this. Is Eric Ten Hag failing at his job? If yes, why? Why is he failing? If he answers mainly around tactics or his own repeated mistakes, what does that tell you? I think, to be honest with you, most of us kind of answered that when we went round. Okay. You know, there's a lot of things why he's failing. There's a lot of reasons why he's failing. And most of it doesn't surround structure. For me, it surrounds his own inability to find solutions, and that's what he's not done. But big up to Knowledge for the super chat. Troy Superstar, I'm not gonna read that one, man. I know you're super chatting, but for me, if you're gonna send a super chat, it doesn't mean that you disrespect people, man. So I'm sorry, man. We're not gonna say that on here. But big up for supporting the channel regardless. Big up to everyone here, man. Like I said, Happy New Year to everybody. We've got about 1 hour of 15 minutes of 2023. Andy, hope you have a good New Year, mate, and pleasure to be with you for 2023, man. It's been a good one. We was at Wembley Carabao Cup, so big up to you, Andy, mate.
Big up, mate. Enjoyed it. And let's just say, you never know. We may get an FA Cup final. You never know. Not saying we will, but we may have a day at Wembley. That's our only shot for 2024.
Now, according to some people here, we might not be Wigan.
We might not.
Hey, mate.
This will age perfectly if we don't beat them, by the way. This will age perfect.
They could do us, mate, believe me.
They could do us.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. See? Big up to you, man. Big up to you, Andy. Big up to Griggs. Big up to you, broski. Love for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me as always. Happy New Year to everyone. Obviously, for us, me, Staffy, Omar, and Adam, we still got about like 6 hours left, but it's been a good year. United, you know what? The year started really well for us. That December to February, we'll always remember it. It was good. It was good times. The rest of the year though, it's been peak. But hopefully 2024 leads to better things, not just for Man United, for all of us personally. And yeah, just wish y'all well for everyone.
Yeah, I just don't want to see another Man City.
By the way, one thing on FA Cup, it'd be funny.
Another treble for Man City, man.
It'd be funny. The last time we won the FA Cup, the Dutch manager was a Dutch manager, and he got sacked right after he won it. Don't let that happen to Ten Hag.
Listen, if that means he gets sacked, let's win it then. That's when.
Yeah, let's win it, exactly.
If that's the way to go out in style.
Go out in style, yeah, exactly. Big up to Omar, big up to you, man. Always, man. Pleasure, man. 2023, man. Big up to you, bro.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you this year, Saeed. It was a pleasure meeting you, Adam, Staffy,
yeah, man.
Riggs. It was Andy. It was my
pleasure.
I
might come to New York, man. I might come again, man. 2024. Please, you never know.
This time we do it right. This time we do it right. We don't do no.
Yeah.
This time we're gonna do it the right way. You get me? So it was a pleasure. I'm glad I got to stumble upon great people in the comments. Great people always tune in. Shout y'all out. Andy, I know you met me in 2024. I met you in 2023, but love it. You know, the life is beautiful. Shout out Adam in the library in the back. I always love the views.
Yeah, man, professor.
Yeah, that's
the most knowledgeable guy.
You better have that knowledge, brother. I'm gonna quiz you one day.
Professor X.
Yeah.
But
big up, man. Big up. Big up, man. Big up to Adam, like I said, man. Professor Adam, the most knowledgeable guy that I know, man. Big up Adam, man. Always pleasure, man. And you know what? We met each other this year as well. He came to his first game, Old Trafford, and Martial, his favorite player, scored. So, what a good feeling, man, for you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. No, man. I'm not over those days at Manchester. I never felt at home like that in a place I've never been before. So, hopefully, 2024, we meet again in England, in Manny. Inshallah. Let's hope so.
Inshallah. Definitely. And Staffy, man, this guy's a legend, man. He drove me around the whole of New York, the whole of New Jersey. You know, I mean, this guy's a legend, man. I'll never forget that, bro. Staffy, big up, man. Always,
went
man.
All the way to upstate to eat smash burger.
Upstate. It was crazy, man.
There's a lot.
But now, big up, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, big up Staffy, man. Although he's negative and he needs some positive.
Stop calling me negative. Stop calling me negative. Next time I'll do cartwheels after we beat Aston Villa, so the fans are okay.
You guys are gonna be arguing in the group chat heading into New Year's.
I'm not, bro. 2024. I'm not arguing with Omar no more. It's a waste of time. But listen, big up for having me, Saeed. Big up for all the guys here that I met throughout this year. Big up Andy, obviously a legend. That guy that called him toxic, honestly, bro, I would slap the shit out of you right now if he was in front of me. But listen, big up to everyone here. Big up for having me, Saeed. I am going live right after this, by the way. So for people who think there's no more football content after this, I'm actually doing a fan call-in show if you guys want to call in and we can speak about all the teams. We're not just talking about United. If you want to talk about Arsenal's games, Spurs, Chelsea, City, whatever it is, make sure to tune in right after this show. And big up for having me, Said. Make sure you guys all like the video.
He had a hot take about Arteta, by the way. He had a hot take about Arteta.
Facts. So now make sure you tune in. This is going to redirect you straight there so you don't even have to move anywhere. Head over there, Staffy TV, support his channel. And like I said, my big up to everybody who supported Saeed TV in 2023. We're on 80K, hopefully 2024, 100K. And then, man, we just go bigger and better. Like I said, big up to everybody supporting the channel, everybody super chats. Have a good new year. Enjoy it. Live life with no regrets. 2024, have some goals, have some things you want to achieve. And man, blessings and health. And we'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Take care, bro.